I think it has been a really long time since I have done a tier list for all classes inside of the Diablo Immortal for the PvE content, and my focus of this tier list is going to be mainly if you are a free to play class, which class is going to be the best for you, the easiest class to play inside of Diablo Immortal as a complete free to play player. And now that is out of the way, there is another really important thing that I want to say before I start. This tier list is going to be my personal opinion and it won't be a fact. And you can have a different looking tier list. In fact, I would suggest you guys looking into the comment section of this video and see what other players who are playing for a long time are saying, what they think about each class inside of Diablo Immortal. Now that is out of the way, I will be starting with the Barbarian here. Of course, that is going to be our first class for PvE. Barbarian, in my opinion, is really strong when it comes to open world farm. Really fast, it can run at maximum speed, spinning, winning, and really fun to play even inside of the dungeon. It is really good, can run, put enemies on fire, do spin to win, can buff other teammates as well. And so for PvE content, the easy one like dungeons, open world farm, Barbarian is really good. And when it comes to the challenge rift, Barbarian is not the best in the challenge rift, but still a really solid class to play as a free to play. You have a ton of option. It is easy to set up. Most of the builds are close to one another, the variation, so you will not have to go and farm a lot of different set pieces. For Barbarian, you will be fine with the Vitus, you will be fine with the Curse of the Fledgment. Gloom Guide Prize can also be used with the dash builds for Barbarian, and so Barbarian is going to be very friendly for the players who are complete free to play, and I will easily put this class in S tier. So there we go, our first class, Barbarian. I will be putting that in S tier. The next class for PvE is going to be the Blood Knight. Blood Knight, when it comes to the speed for open world, we have a lot of dashes with the Blood Knight. You can add some Ishitash set on yourself for some more improved speed, increase your size. And on the top of that, this class is super strong when it comes to the PvE content. You have tons of heals, you have complete damage invulnerability, so you can go in challenge rift, just spin and surf around your enemies, stack them up, and you will do some decent amount of damage even inside of the challenge rift. You can go with a combination of your primary and hybrid of skill with some healing and do really good even in the harder content. And inside of the dungeon, again, you will have healing, you will have speed. Even in the open world farm, you can be really fast using the dash and the skewer and keep moving forward, keeping up with everyone else. Because of the healing factor with the Blood Knight and invulnerability to damage, you can go invincible, take no damage. I will be putting Blood Knight in SS tier. I think it is one of the most friendly classes when it comes to playing as a complete free to play. That is just in my opinion. The next is going to be the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is a ranged class, meaning you will be taking about 30% more damage in PvE content compared to the melee classes, and you will need some nice movement with the Demon Hunter so you can move around and shoot and use your skills. But there are a ton of different options of builds available now for the Demon Hunter. You can use the trap builds inside of the challenge rift where the enemies will try and go after your traps, and then you can just maneuver yourself, moving around, shooting them down and dealing some really nice damage. When it comes to open world farm, we have some nice decent builds for Demon Hunter where you can just keep moving using your strafe and chakram, and some other different variation of the builds are available as well. So Demon Hunter in open world farm is really good. And inside of the dungeons, again, a really good damage dealer, do a ton of single target damage, and also really good versus the normal monsters. So easily I will put this class in S tier. In my opinion, Demon Hunter is really solid class. Next, we have Monk. Monk recently ended up getting few new essences, which made it really good when it came to damage. But in open world farm, it is still not the fastest. It can do a lot of dashes, hit, and keep moving. That is good. You won't be falling behind all that much. But when it comes to the fun factor, when I think of the Monk, the fun factor of Monk is maybe a bit less compared to some of the other classes I have mentioned here. If you are somewhat a Monk guy, you are going to enjoy it. But the fun factor for Monk is a bit less. It seems a bit boring class. That is at least what I have noticed. They don't have any cool looking effects happening for them. They can do a lot of dashes. They can do some real single target damage. They can survive inside of the challenge rift as well. But like I said, fun factor might be a bit less, but still a really solid class and can do really good inside of PvE, and I will put that in as tier. Next, we have Necromancer. Necromancer is really good when it comes to single target damage, the highest single target damage class inside of the game. Really easy to play as a free to play player. Your summons will be doing most of the damage, and you can just stay back, and nothing is going to hit you all that much. And even inside of the challenge rift, you can go use some builds that is going to completely block the enemies from coming near you, like using that wall in front of you. It can stop the projectiles of enemies and stop them from trying to reach you. And there are a lot of other variation of the builds available for Necro as well for the challenge rift. Recently, for the open world farm, Necromancer ended up getting some new essences which helped with the movement and the mobility of the class. And inside of the dungeons, it might not be the fastest class when it comes to moving, but it is still dealing some insane amount of damage, and it is one of the most easiest class to play as a complete free to play. Next, we have the Crusader. Crusader is going in SS for me. When it comes to free to play and PvE content, you can go insane on your mount, just swinging your sword, killing everything in the open world farm. Nothing is going to survive in your way, and you can do that with low resistance as well. You can use the same variation of that builds inside of the dungeons as well on your mount, just moving, hitting everything and buffing yourself up and buffing everyone around yourself. Really fun class to play in my opinion when you put the builds together. Really solid as well. You take 30% reduced damage and you will be moving really fast inside of the dungeons and open world farm. And even inside of the challenge rift, you will be doing some decent amount of damage. It might not be the highest single target damage class, but it is still really strong and can do some nice single target damage. And at the end, we have Wizard. Wizard difficulty might be a bit higher than some of the other classes. It is really squishy, especially for free to play, but if you can focus on the life and damage from the Paragon tree, it is going to be somewhat fine, but it is going to be the squishiest class inside of the PVE. It is extremely fast when it comes to open world farm, as fast as SS. It is really good when it comes to dungeons, as for the dungeons in my opinion. When it comes to challenge rift, it is SS. But overall, since it is really squishy, you need a lot of beneficial duration for a wizard to help with most of these skills. And you also need ton of different set pieces for different builds. Wizard might be the one of the only classes inside of the Diablo Immortal right now which has like 7-8 different variation of the build for different things inside of the game. So difficulty wise, for a free to play, this class is going to be A tier, but overall I will give this S, and this is how my tier list looks, especially if you are a complete free to play player inside of Diablo Immortal. I'm signing off. You guys have a great day. Let me know in the comment section down below. What would you guys change here and what would be the reason? Again, this is just my opinion and not the fact. So I respect everyone's opinion. I'm signing off. You guys have a great day. I'll see you guys later with something else.